I said, if you don't cash at me in the next hour, I'm telling the whole goddamn city. I
So
said,
when
if
I
you don't
made the
cash at
comment in
me
the
in the next
Shauna Brooks
hour,
and Benzino video
I'm
about
telling
how
the whole
exposing
goddamn city.
down low men could be dangerous and she was putting herself in a dangerous situation, I wasn't just talking about Benzino causing physical harm to her if he catches her or the social media backlash. A lot of these men are willing to potentially take your lives over just the idea of you exposing their sexuality to the public. A lot of them are not ready yet. And though I do believe some of them do need some additional help outside of themselves and what they know to come out, we don't have the right to expose them. On February 18th, 2020, Jane, the mayor, boss lady, Wayfield, if I'm saying her name incorrect, I do apologize, went live on Facebook to speak to her Facebook friends and audience about an experience that she had earlier that day. In her Facebook Live, Jane, the mayor, exposed that she had been doing business with a guy who she had had a sexual past with. She let him perform oral sex on her in the past. And he was a street guy. He was a hood guy. He was involved in gang-related crimes. Allegedly, these are all allegedly, he did prison time for being in the gang. So basically, what she said on the live is that she was doing business with him and she was over at his house. She picked up what she needed from him and she left. Upon her leaving, she realized that she left her cell phone at his house. So she was calling his cell phone. He wasn't answering. So she pulled back up to the house because she needed her phone. That's her moneymaker. And I do understand. She pulls up to the house. She's knocking on the door. He's not answering the door. For some reason, she decides to turn his knob and realize that the door is unlocked and walks in on the house. She alleges that when she walks in the house, she catches him having sex with another man. So, under the belief that she assumed this was a heterosexual man based off their prior dealings and based off what she knew of him to be, she was in shock. So, she grabbed her phone off the table, which she says was right by the door. They turned around. She says they started chasing her out the house. I don't understand why they started chasing you out the house if you said you just grabbed your phone and left. I just feel like you had to have said something. What did you say? Why would they just chase you out the door? So she says she gets to the car, and once she gets to the car, she downs the window and basically proceeds to blackmail them and exploit them and let them know, if you don't give me some money, I am going to expose you to the public for having sex with a man. So that brings me to this story today. This is why I said exposing down low men can be a very dangerous game. So in her live video, she basically details that she blackmailed them with $5,000. She told them they needed to run her 5 bands and she would keep it a secret. And she gave them a time frame, which was an hour. And she said she even extended the time frame to give them a little more time to think about it. But she let them know by the end of the day, if she did not have her money, she was going to let them know. So obviously she's some type of social media influencer, or she had some type of big following in her city. She was famous in her city, Indianapolis, Indiana. So she goes on live, she goes on her rant, she exposes them because obviously they did not give her the money. In the video, she said that when she called his phone, because once she left, she was still calling the phone, blackmailing him with his sexuality, taunting a man with his sexuality. A man that you already told us had a prior affiliation with gang activity and was locked up for such. She said he told her on the phone, B, I don't owe you shit. I don't owe you no explanation. Which is true. He's not your boyfriend. He's not your husband. Y'all are not dating. Y'all were never dating. If you let him perform oral sex on you, obviously he's attracted to a woman enough to perform oral sex on you. He might be bisexual. But again, y'all did not know each other well enough where that was any of your business. He did not have to tell you that. And another thing, you walk into this man's house. I just, RIP to this woman. This is so sad. And if you guys did end this woman's life just because she caught y'all having sex with each other, your ass needs to be in jail. That's not okay. But she went about it in such a way that was so consistent with what a lot of people face when they do come out. And to be honest, this is why down low men exist. This is exactly why down low men exist. It is this type of mean, rude, distasteful, taunting behavior that a lot of these men just don't want to go through. They don't want to face it, so they rather just do it in private. Like, I'm pretty sure this man knows his background. He knows the name he has in the streets. He knows his reputation. He already knows what comes with being gay. And this is why they don't want to identify as gay. This is why they don't want to have an allegiance, alliance, or support LGBTQ as well, because they see us the same as these people see them. And they don't want to be looked at as one of us. This was none of this woman's business. And it's just so sad. Because she didn't have to lose her life for this. In the grand scheme of things in life, seeing a man having sex with another man is insignificant to your life. Y'all are not dating. Y'all are not together. He's not dating anyone in your family. You didn't know the other guy. You don't know their women. In the grand scheme of things, this affected you in no way. So even if you walked in the house, even though you shouldn't be turning anyone's door knob without their permission, you walked into this man's house and saw him having sex with somebody. That's this man's house. Who he's having sex with in his house is his business. It wasn't your business to go tell social media. That's what I don't understand. If everybody walk into anybody's house and catch them having sex, first of all, I shouldn't be walking in their house. Second of all, hey, I'm so sorry. I just left my phone on the table. I'm just grabbing it and leaving. Y'all have a good time. See you later. Like, this was a grown woman, and I just hate the way you went about it and carried on about it. And let's just be honest, you were spewing a lot of homophobic, harmful rhetoric that a lot of homophobic people spew. And this is a lot of things, again, that people don't want to deal with. I got to make sure I go to the hospital, and I'm automatically assuming because he's having sex with another man that he's nasty and he has STDs and he has all this sickness and just the ignorance that we hear all the time from the black community when it comes to LGBTQ. It's disgusting, dehumanizing, demeaning language. I just think the moment that you're ready to expose someone's sexuality, you're too invested in the next person. Why do you care about the next person's sexuality that much to the point that you're going to expose them? It's really none of your business. And I'm not a woman, so I cannot understand it from the woman's perspective and why she felt like she needed to tell everyone. But I just know, I guess, speaking from the gay male perspective, it's none of our business. We definitely shouldn't be exposing these guys. If we don't like what they do, if we don't like the lifestyle we live, we do have the option of not dealing with them. And if you are dealing with them, you should understand that they are only for sex and fun. That's what it is. Now, if this was a situation where this was her boyfriend, her husband, her baby daddy, someone that she's been seeing long term, maybe I would be more open to understanding why she did it. But these literally were just two men that you said that you were doing business with, allegedly. I don't know what type of business. It's none of our business. But if these are just basically your coworkers, if you're doing business with them, who they're having sex with is none of your business. Why was that something you thought you should run to social media with? I just don't get that. This all could have been avoided. Like, was it for entertainment purposes? Was it to get your following up? Just something to give your viewers? I wish this was something that she was still here for us to ask her, like, what did you feel Indianapolis, Indiana would gain from knowing what this man was doing inside of his home? Again, it's so sad, and I do say RIP to this woman. This was senseless. It was unnecessary. And I think it was just a case of the next person's sexuality is none of your business. Now, upon doing my research, some people were alleging that she was involved in a lot of other things that could have ultimately led to her being taken out of here. I'm sorry, did I not explain it? So 5 hours after she did the live exposing the men, she was shot twice on the interstate, which resulted in her getting in a car crash and her losing her life. So this woman lost her life allegedly from exposing two downlow men. This is why I say it's not a game. Some of these men go to great lengths to keep these things a secret for a reason. Some of them are in deep fear of what the public will think of them when finding out what they do. It's just not a game. So I'm saying, if you don't like them, leave them where they're at. But that exposing is a dangerous game. And it's not okay at the end of the day. We don't have that right to tell people's story for them. I do believe they have a right to exist if they want to. Do I fully understand it? No. I know I wasn't going to be DL. But again, I didn't live the lifestyle that a lot of these men live as well. A lot of these men are in roles and positions with other men where other men's opinions may matter. And then again, it's not like he was harming somebody. It's not like he was cheating on his baby mama, his wife, his girlfriend. This man was literally in his own house, sleeping with whoever he was sleeping with. Why is that public news? Now, to this day, they still have not arrested anyone for her tragic death. I mean, I looked up and down to try to find the update. They still haven't arrested anyone. And from what I saw on Facebook, and this is all alleged again, they're saying that she was involved in some other activity, so they can't quite pinpoint it to one person. Y'all, if you don't like and agree with these download men, just leave them alone. Mind your business. Tell your personal circle if you need to. Your job to go around telling the whole world someone else's sexuality. And ultimately, it's not even about them. It's about your safety. Don't put yourself at risk and in harm's way for someone else's life. Let them choose how they want to live their life. If they want to keep it a secret and live in the misery and the pain and suffering of have to hide in their everyday life to everyone, let them do that. And let them do them. That's it. See y'all next time.